What's up everybody, I'm Logan from Sleepopolis.com, and today I'll be comparing the Casper and Tuft Needle mattresses. I'll go over their similarities, their differences, and who I think should go with one over the other, so stick around to find out if you should buy the Casper or the Tuft Needle. Now the first way to differentiate between these two mattresses is by talking about the materials used. So I'm going to start out with the Casper mattress, which is an all-foam bed-in-a-box mattress. It's got a polyester cover that's pretty thin, pretty breathable, nothing really to write home about. The comfort layer of the mattress, which is the one on top, is a latex-like material, so it's got a bouncy feel to it. It's pretty good at dissipating body heat, which is important because below that layer we have a layer of memory foam, which is really good for giving you a little bit of a contouring, pressure-relieving feel. But a complaint that some people have about memory foam is that they can feel stuck in the mattress, and also that it traps body heat. So by placing it below a latex-like layer that's bouncy and sleeps a bit cooler, they defend against that stuck feeling and also that heat trap. Now below that memory foam layer, we have kind of a transition layer, which is polyfoam. It's a little bit firmer than the layers of foam above it. The interesting thing about this layer is that it's actually zoned for support. So that means it's a little bit firmer at the hips to help keep your hips from sinking in the mattress, keep your spinal line in a good position. And it's a little bit softer at the shoulder area, so when you roll onto your side, you're gonna be able to sink further into the mattress. So you're keeping spine alignment while avoiding firmer materials that are gonna cause you to feel jammed up at the shoulders. So that's a really nice benefit for combo sleepers and side sleepers out there. Now below that transition layer, we have the base of the mattress, which is a high density polyfoam base. It's a really common material in a lot of bed-in-a-box mattresses. It's a firm material that supports the layers of foam above it and gives overall support to the mattress in general. Really gives the Casper its shape. Next up, let's talk about the materials used in the Tuft Needle mattress, which is also an all-foam bed-in-a-box mattress. It also stands 10 inches in height, just like the Casper mattress, and it also has a polyester cover, just like the Casper. So again, the cover is pretty thin, pretty breathable, nothing really to write home about. It doesn't really affect the feel of the mattress. The differences start to appear in the comfort layer of the mattress, which is 3 inches of Tuft Needle's proprietary foam. They call it Tuft Needle foam. Basically, it's got a medium to firm feel to it. It's got a pretty good response to pressure, pretty quick response to pressure. So while it doesn't have a ton of bounce like you would expect on like a traditional innerspring, it's got good mobility. You won't feel stuck in the Tuft Needle or anything like that. You'll be able to change positions pretty easily. Now, one of the big bonuses with the Tuft Needle proprietary foam is that I found it did a really good job of dissipating body heat, which means that the mattress is gonna sleep a bit cooler. So one big complaint we hear about a lot of foam mattresses is that they trap body heat, causing people to get kind of hot and sweaty during the middle of the night. This Tuft Needle foam does a really good job of defending against that, so it does help you sleep a little bit cooler. Now below that Tuft Needle foam, we have 7 inches of that high density polyfoam we talked about earlier, so that's really the firm support of the mattress. So the Tuft Needle really has a no frills design to it with just the 2 layers of foam. It's the Tuft Needle foam over the high density polyfoam. Now the most important thing when looking at a new mattress is of course what it feels like to actually lie in bed. So I want to give you a little bit of my impressions of the differences in feel between the Casper and Tuft Needle mattresses. I'm going to start with the Casper, which in my opinion has a 7 out of 10 firmness, with 10 being the firmest. So it's kind of a medium firmness with just a little bit extra support to it. Now lying on my back, my weight's evenly distributed. I did feel like I was sinking into that top layer a little bit, but I still felt well supported. Thought it did a good job of supporting my hips, keeping my spine aligned in a good position while I was lying on my back. As I was changing positions, rolling around, I didn't feel stuck in the mattress at all or anything like that. There's pretty good mobility on the Casper. So like we talked about before, it has that latex-like layer above the memory foam to help combat against any stuck feeling in those foams. Now, as I rolled over to my side, I was actually pretty surprised because while I did feel it had a 7 to 7.5 firmness while lying on my back, that zone support allowed me to sink in a little bit more at the shoulders, which is a really big plus for side sleepers. So while I was on my side, it does feel a bit softer than I was on my back because of that zone support. You're sinking further into the mattress. You're avoiding the pressure points forming at the shoulders, the hips. So it's a really big bonus with the combination of the good mobility and the zone support for side sleepers. Is nice for kind of combo back and side sleepers. Now rolling onto my stomach, again, my weight's pretty evenly distributed. It's more like the feel from when I was lying on my back, so it does feel a little bit firmer than when I'm lying on my side. Basically, again, in that 7 out of 10 range. If you end up on your stomach for a little bit of the night, I think the Casper is okay. If you're a really strict stomach sleeper, I think you're probably gonna look for something with a little bit firmer support. But overall, I think the Casper is a good choice for combination sleepers because it does have that nice mix of support and pressure relief in multiple positions. Next up, the Tuft Needle mattress, which I found to be a bit firmer than the Casper, more in that 7.5 out of 10 range on the firmness scale. So when I was lying on my back, again, my weight's evenly distributed, there is a little bit of sinkage into that Tuft Needle foam, but I definitely felt a firmer feel right off the bat. I felt like my hips were really well supported, my spinal line in a really good position. I think the Tuft Needle is a good all foam choice for the back sleepers out there. As I was rolling around, changing positions, like I mentioned before, that Tuft Needle foam has a quick response to pressure, which is going to help combat any stuck feeling in the mattress. So while it's not that bounce you might expect out of a traditional inner spring, there is good mobility here on the Tuft Needle. Now, rolling onto my side, like I said, the Tuft Needle is a bit firmer than the Casper, so I think it might be a bit too firm for the really strict side sleepers out there. If you're broad-shouldered, if you really are looking for a way to sink deep into bed, I don't think the Tuft Needle is going to be the choice for those side sleepers out there. But if you are a combination side sleeper, you spend most of your night on your back and just roll onto your side for a little bit of it, I think you'd be okay on this mattress. And now the difference is when you're rolling onto your stomach, again, it has that firmer feel to it. I really like firm mattresses for the stomach sleepers out there because they support their hips, keep their spinal line in a good position, which is what we're really looking for the stomach sleepers out there. So if you are a strict stomach sleeper, I think the Tuft Needle is a good all foam choice for you. So to break that down again, I think back sleepers, stomach sleepers are gonna find the firm support on the Tuft Needle a bit nicer. And also I think that it's just a little bit too firm for the strict side sleepers out there. Well, the Casper and Tuft Needle are the flagship mattresses for both of these companies. They do offer other models in their mattress line, so I want to touch briefly on those here. First up, I want to talk about the Casper Essential, which is an all-foam mattress that comes in at 11 inches, so a little bit shorter than the Casper's 12. It uses 3 layers of foam as opposed to the Casper's 4, but it does have a similar build with a polyfoam over a memory foam over a high-density polyfoam. The difference is it does not have that zone support layer like the Casper does. In my opinion, it has more of a medium firmness to it, so a little bit softer than the Casper, coming in at like a 6 out of 10 on the firmness scale. It's a bit more of a value option than the Casper is, with the price range going from $350 to $725 depending on the size. Next up is the Casper Wave, which comes in at 13 inches in height, so a little bit taller than the Casper's 12. It has 5 layers of foam. It has a really plush feel, in my opinion. It does also use zone support. It does it a little bit differently, and it has kind of channels cut out at the shoulders so I just sink in a little bit for pressure relief, while there's firmer support at the hips with kind of these gel inserts that really do help to keep your spine aligned in a good position. Now, whereas the Casper Essential is more of a value option, the Casper Wave is kind of the luxury option in the line, with the price range going from $1,250 to $2,750, but you can save $150 by using the code Sleepopolis at checkout. Now, the other model in the Tuft Needle line is the Tuft Needle Mint, and like all of the other mattresses I've talked about today, it is an all-foam bed-in-a-box option. Now, it comes in at a little bit taller than the original Tuft Needle at 12 inches in height, and that's because they have an extra 2-inch layer of polyfoam in there that they use as a bit of a transition between the comfort layer and the support layer of the mattress. Now, this transition layer causes it to be a bit softer than the original Tuft Needle, meaning it's a bit better for side sleepers, in my opinion. I should also mention that the support layer of the mattress has specified edge support portions to it, so it's going to help you sleep a little bit closer to the edge without collapsing it, making the bed feel a little bit bigger, which is a really great thing for the couples out there. Now, it is a little bit more expensive than the Tuft Needle original, and it comes more in line with the price of the original Casper mattress, with the price range going from $545 on the low end all the way up to just about $1,100 for the king size mattress. Now it's time for the recommendation section of the comparison. Who should go with the Casper? Who should go with the Tuft Needle? I'm gonna start with the Casper mattress, which I think is a better choice for the side sleepers out there. Now, like I mentioned before, side sleepers are gonna want a softer mattress so they can sink further in to avoid the pressure points forming at the shoulders. I think the Casper has a softer feel to it. It also has that added benefit of the zone support of the mattress, so while you're able to sink further in at the shoulders so you don't feel jammed up when you're lying on your side, it also has firm support under the hips, so it helps to keep your spine aligned in a good position while you're on your side. Now, another big benefit is that I think the Casper is just better at pressure relief. You're able to sink a little bit deeper into the mattress. I found that did a really good job of avoiding specific pressure points forming in multiple positions. It has that balanced foam feel in multiple positions. Now, what I would recommend the Tuft Needle for is I think it has a firmer support to it, so I think it's a bit better for the back or stomach combo sleepers out there. Again, firmer feel means it's going to help keep your hips from sinking into the mattress and keep your spinal line in a good position, especially if you're a stomach sleeper. That should be your main concern. So if you are a stomach sleeper out there looking for an all-foam mattress, I think the Tuft Needle is a good choice. Also, I think the Tuft Needle is a little bit better of a value option. It's got that no frills construction of just the 2 layers of foam, and it comes in at a really nice price. Now we've gone over the differences in construction, the differences in feel, who I think should buy a Casper, who I think should buy a Tuft Needle. I want to give you a little bit of purchasing information on both of them. They both have the same trial at 100 nights, so you can have the mattress in your home up to a little over 3 months while deciding whether it's the right mattress for you or if you want to send it back. They both offer 10-year limited warranties. Of course, you want to check out exactly what those cover on their different websites, but that's about the average for the all-foam bed-in-a-box market. They both ship in a box and they both ship for free. Now, in terms of price, the Tuft Needle comes in at a bit less expensive with a price range of $350 to $750, while the Casper comes in at $595 to $1,195 for the king-size version. So that's it for my comparison of the Casper and Tuft Needle mattresses. If there's anything I didn't cover, just leave a comment below. Now, if your mattress search continues, hit subscribe because they're going to keep putting out more reviews and comparisons and best of lists to help you find the right bed for you. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you don't miss any of our sleep news or our giveaway announcements. And be sure to check out sleepopolis.com for all of your sleep needs.